guys, NautoAisDx once again, and this vlog is basically I want to give my thoughts on Satoru Iwata. Again, where this subject with Satoru Iwata. Oh no! So why am I saying these things? The reason is that ever since 2013 to 2014, there've been trending of Satoru Iwata should step down for Nintendo as CEO and let somebody new. And there's been an argument that some say he should stay, some say he should step down, and that at one point that the naysayer about Iwata, while including myself, I do apologize, nothing personal, that hopefully by end of June, that he would be forced to step down. But what happened is that the upper management and the investors and the stockholder basically gave him another chance. Rumor has it had something to do with Mario Kart 8 and his idea about the amiibo, so they gave him a chance to be a CEO. So again, was it a good move or not? Well, I guess look what happened a year later. I guess lucky for the investors and the stockholder, that I guess to some extent they made the right decision to keep him a little bit longer, because look, finally Nintendo's in the black. And again, is it because of the Wii U? Well, to some extent a little bit, because people were buying Wii U to play Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8, but also because of two major things. One, Amiibo was the thing that sold a lot because people like collectible toys, and Nintendo basically did something right. And second is announcing Nintendo going to the mobile as well. So that's the reason why now they say, hey, finally, Iwata's doing the right thing to some extent. I'm going to give my thoughts about it. So in the beginning, for a while, I think, starting 2014, I did, when push got to shove, when I'm hearing, oh, Nintendo's not doing good, the Wii U is a failure, I said to myself also, yeah, this guy needs to go, because he refused to change, he refused to listen to the fans, and he think the old way is still relevant. And I even asked a lot of people about it, and there were some that said no, he should stay, some people said he should go. And of course, when the fiscal year 2014, when they lost $500 million, a lot of people thought, oh, I get this is the nail in the coffin. And then by end of June, they basically said, we're going to make a decision whether to keep the guy or not. And then, of course, everybody knew they gave him another chance. So that's what happened in the past. So now the question now is, should he still step down as CEO? Well, let's minus the age thing, because he's getting old. Well, Miyamoto's getting old. Everybody's getting old. But as the word saying, the older you get, the wiser you become. All right. But let's remove that. And my answer to that one is, I think eventually he should step down. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, between 2 to 3 years, in my opinion, because he is getting old, and sooner or later, because I kind of noticed, even if he's now adapting, I'll explain that later, he is slow to adapt, but he is adapting. But it's also age. He looks so different than last year. He's more like skinny. He's having gray hair, but looks is really nothing. But sometimes you never know. So basically, eventually, I guess he could still be CEO, because again, he's doing a lot of right things, right things, and he's finally to adapt. So let me explain why. Well, one, I did explain it on my NX vlog about Nintendo Project NX. So let me reiterate about this again. One is, it's finally getting rid of the blue ocean strategy. He's going to the red ocean strategy. Awesome. To compete once again. That was the biggest problem in the past, because of the GameCube, and I did mention it on my previous vlog, what happened to the GameCube. That's why he went to the blue ocean strategy. That's not working, so he needs to go back with the red ocean and compete with the others, including the mobile gaming. So now it's admitting that he needs mobile gaming. Again, as long as they're making money, that's a good thing. Second, finally admitting his mistakes and his failure on the Wii U. It's based especially on the Wii U. He did blame himself on the 3DS because he said it was a poor judgment of. They thought people would like it because it's a free three glasses 3DS, but the 250 really didn't cut it because of the Vita was 250, so they were pressured to lower it down. Alright, the Wii U. You thought people would willing to pay 350 for a deluxe version because you get all this extra gizmo, and well, if you don't want that, you want a basic, $300. So it's a reasonable price. Well, in the end of the day, it's subjective. But he did admit why those prices were those in the beginning. In layman's term, is they gotta make a profit. According to him, it was the only way to break even and make a profit. Second, he said the yen was stronger than the dollar, so they had to adjust that. So he did admit that price was, and he finally did admit that the price wasn't right, but it has to be there. So again, another mistake of his part. He's basically taking the heat. Good for Iwata. Another one with Iwata. Finally admitting that the Wii U is not a competitive console. In an interview that I read from Go Nintendo, and I think it's on my vlog about Project NX, there was a link there. Is that Iwata did admit, yes, that the Nintendo Wii U is good as a secondary console to complement the competitors. So in the perspective of business, that's not a good thing. You're giving your competitor, again, more reason why to buy those systems than your system. But in reality, what can you do? There's no third-party support. There's only your Nintendo games. So there you go. So he had no choice. So he did admit that he did admit, oh yes, the Nintendo Wii U is a failure. It's not, the price wasn't right. It failed to move the system, and that he acknowledged that the system's only good as a secondary to complement the competitor. Again, good for you, Wada, for admitting that. And that he also now admit that the Blue Ocean strategy not working. That's why he went to the Red Ocean with one, with mobile game. Two, they're gonna team up with Universal Studios to do a theme park to compete against Disney, Disneyland, Magic Mountain, Knott's Berry Farm. You know it. So again, so should I step down? So now I am sounding flip flop, but I think this guy might still have a chance, but not for long. Like I said, probably 2 to 3 years, and then he really should step down because of his age. But as long as he's making right decision, I'm fine with it. The Amiibo, again, that's a Red Ocean strategy to some extent because you're trying to compete against Skylander and Disney Infinity. But the problem is, to some extent, is that why aren't you doing it a Disney Infinity or Skylander type game for those Amiibo? Again, this is a rumor, a really weak rumor that people were saying they were thinking about it, but nothing on paper yet, nothing on the record. It's just up in the air that they're just thinking about it. That's it. That's all it is. But yeah, he did admit, he said that he needs to work more on the Amiibo, but then again, we'll see what happened in the long run. That's what E3 2015 is coming from. And second, he also admitted he done goof with the Amiibo. He didn't. I mean, it's kind of understandable in the beginning that he didn't know that it was going to be that popular. Now, it takes time to figure out the market. Like I said, by the time of probably this coming November, or heck, maybe 2016, the Amiibo probably going to die down, and sooner or later, people can get what they want. But as of right now, they're saying it's still too new, still hype. People like them. Like I said, I wasn't even intending to get one, or suddenly I ended up getting this because the sculpture was good. And when I heard about the limited edition, I freaked out a bit. Again, that's my fault there. I shouldn't have, but it got the best of me because, again, like I said, I grew up with Nintendo, and when you're a person who loves Nintendo so much because you grew up with it, it is a price you pay for it. So, yep, that's Amiibo for you. So, anyway, yep, So, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 more years for him. But then in the long run, he does need to step down, in my opinion, because even so he's adapting, I don't know how long he can adapt. Because another one also that he's basically considering for Project NX is region free. But that's considered. But if he decided for Project NX it won't be region free, then Iwata, you're an idiot. 2016, 2017, really region lock? Then that's gonna be the most dumbest thing, and then people are gonna say that's why you need to step down. Because if you still have the mentality that importing is bad or region free is bad, my goodness, where were you? I mean, yeah, they're finally slowing to adapt, but it's just so slow, and that's why people were frustrated. But look at Microsoft, look at Sony. They were fast to adapt, but Nintendo, because again, the problem with a lot of the people that work there are people who've been there for a long time. That's why I keep calling them Grandpa, which is a reference to an episode at South Park when PewDiePie was a guest star, and Ike and his friend was calling his older brother Kyle and his friend Grandpa because of the old generation. You know, it's that playing games with your family and friends is not fun anymore. Now it's watching Twitch. Let's play. It's supposed to be fun. That's subjective, but that's what the term of grandpas are, because they're just stuck in the past. They still believe in the past tradition that they refuse to change. That's why some people kind of get frustrated with Nintendo, is because they refuse to change, they refuse to listen, but finally they're barely starting to listen. Like Iwata's barely listening. Mobile games, region free, give more exposure to your IP. Finally, a PSN/Xbox account for Nintendo. No more weird like connect to a hardware, now connected to account. So he's finally adapting, trying to adapt. Maybe he is trying to adapt, but unfortunately at the same time it is a little bit too late. So I don't know. We'll see what happened in E3 2015. Hopefully they do talk about at least the account, because they know they're not going to talk about smartphone games or mobile games and NX. They're not going to talk about that. They already stated that a long time ago. So there you have it. Those are my recent thought of Nintendo or Satoru Iwata as CEO or president. And like I said, maybe 2-3 more years, then he should step down. Alright, thanks for listening. That's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hello guys, NautoAisDx once again. And if you're listening to this, that means you were listening to one of my extra MmGS vlog. And basically, in this particular part here, I just want to plug in a video that I did, but it's basically exclusive to Vimeo, again, due to sort of a touchy subject. And basically this video I'm plugging is a response to Reviewtechusa on father forced kid to break his Xbox for bad grades. So I give my thoughts about it, whether it's a good thing or not, what the dad did to his kid, and I give all my thoughts about it. So that one links on the description box if you want to hear my thoughts about it, or my response to Reviewtechusa. So thanks for listening. That's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.